months, the public has been asking us to run a head-to-head comparison of what many believe are the two kings of the hypernaked motorcycle category. Both of these bikes offer otherworldly levels of power, torque and outright performance, although both go about succeeding in totally different ways. Before we start though, please do take a second to click like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of Visordown.com's latest videos. And please do head over to Visordown.com for all the latest news, reviews and motorcycle features. So without further ado, here is each bike, starting with the price. The Ducati is a traditional take on the Streetfighter concept. Take a high performance sports bike, strip off the fairings, ditch the clip-ons in favour of top yoke mounted handlebars. The Kawasaki on the other hand only shares its engine with the Kawasaki supercharged sports bike, the Ninja H2. We've been lucky enough to test both of these new bikes already in 2020. Here's what we think to each of them. One of the areas where these two machines differ wildly is on price, with the Ducati V4 Streetfighter starting at $17,595 and rising to $19,795 for the as-tested Streetfighter V4S model. The Kawasaki though starts at £15,149 and that rises only to £16,799 for the top spec performance edition. The heart of any supernaked is of course the engine, and both of these bikes feature some of the most technologically advanced and powerful engines to ever grace a road-going production bike. With 208 horsepower, the Ducati wins the outright power battle, although when riding the bike on the road it's not the full story. While the Ducati is very torquey, producing 90 pound-foot of torque, the engine only really comes alive above 8,000 RPM, singing like a demonic choir boy all the way to the stratospheric redline. Producing 197 bhp and 101 pound-foot of torque, the Kawasaki's supercharged 1000cc engine is the polar opposite from the Ducati. It produces effortless amounts of shove from any revs and allows the rider to be very lazy with gear selection as you ride the never-ending tsunami of torque. If you're riding on track, the more peaky delivery of the Ducati would come into its own, more than likely helping the bike to match the lap times of the Panigale V4 sports bike. But on the road, the more useful delivery and grunt of the Kawasaki makes it a much more rewarding ride. From the Panigale V4 sports bike, the Duke is blessed with some seriously top shelf suspension. It comes in the form of the Öhlins EC semi-active forks and rear shock setup. It is some of the best kit on the market, and with that you get the highest levels of stability, support and handling. The Ducati is lightning fast to turn, with a hard as nails character that perfectly suits the razor sharp dynamics. The comfort offered by the setup is also second to none, as the system constantly adapts to changing road surfaces to maximise comfort and precision. With its fully adjustable Showa suspension, front and rear, the Kawasaki does seem a little outgunned in this particular test, although the Kawasaki, despite its weight of 239 kilograms, is still a formidable back road weapon. If anything was to limit the bike on a quick road ride, it would be the Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3 tyres finding the limit way before the suspension does. Both of these bikes are blessed with top spec stoppers in the form of Brembo M4s on the Kawasaki and the Ducati. As you'd expect, both bikes have full IMU controlled cornering ABS and traction control. With the Ducati weighing in at under 200 kilograms ready to ride, the mighty Brembos seem to stop the bike before your brain has managed to calculate what's happening. The bite and feel through the lever is exceptional, with only a minor amount of fade occurring after 4 frantic hours of fast road riding. Likewise, the stoppers on the Kawasaki are also super strong, with the front tyre biting into the tarmac in heavy stops with audible displeasure. With the Panigale sports bike again providing the tech for the Streetfighter V4, you have one of the most immersive and wide-reaching motorcycle interfaces on the planet. The world really is your oyster, as you can fettle and fiddle the bike's settings with MotoGP levels of geekery. The Kawasaki though is more stripped back and simple, a few riding modes, engine power modes and traction control that also controls the wheelie. That's really all that it needs. If you're a fan of getting your bike exactly how you like it, the Ducati is a tool to be reckoned with, while fans of just getting on and riding will appreciate the simplicity of the Kawasaki ZH2. After spending a day prior to the lockdown hammering the Ducati around the UK's best riding roads, I was exhilarated, I was impressed, but I was also left feeling a little bit hollow at the same time. Nobody can deny that the V4 Streetfighter isn't a formidable motorcycle with speed, power, handling and specs that will embarrass most top-flight sports bikes. But it only felt special when the rev counter kissed the red line, and anything below brain out speeds just kind of made it feel okay. I found it really hard to justify the Streetfighter V4 over the arguably prettier and better performing Panigale V4S sports bike. The Kawasaki, on the other hand, isn't a reworked sports bike, it's a proper super naked from the ground up. The engineers who built it worked hard to make it a totally different experience to the H2 sports bike, so the machine offers much more than just a H2 with wind in your face experience. Its chunky torque and electric bike-like acceleration never failed to put a smile on my face, and the fact that it isn't a reworked sports bike only makes it more exhilarating in my opinion. If you have 20k to spend on a naked motorcycle and you want the best on-road experience that money can buy, get the Kawasaki. You can put the money that you save into a load of track days and some new lids. If you're serious about nailing your lap times on track, then buy the Streetfighter, or even better, just get a Panigale. If you've liked this video, please let us know in the comments below and let us know what bikes you'd like to see featured in our next head-to-head. Also, don't forget to hit like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of Visordown's latest videos. For all the latest news, reviews and motorcycle features, please head over to Visordown.com.